Before I start this video talking about the NBA season finale of the 2026 to the 25 to 26 season, I would like to really quickly thank you, dear viewer, for watching these videos throughout the season. I know a lot of you are probably not concurrent viewers, as the YouTube analytics have told me, but I really want to thank each and every single one of my viewers that ever watch any of these videos throughout the season and just throughout the channel's growth in general. I've seen a lot more growth than I was really expecting. Throughout the entirety of the season, I hit a milestone for me, which was over 50 viewers on a viewer, and then I consistently hit around 20 or 30 for a while. That was pretty cool. Obviously, it's the smaller things in life. There are going to be bigger YouTubers than you all the time, but I'm working to progress and become better of that every single day. So there's that. And two, I want to thank the New York Knicks. I want to thank the New York Knicks. Because not only did I have a completely unpredictable season, we got the rematch of the NBA Cup. We've solidly proved that the regular season matters because these are the two teams we saw in the Cup. That's the very beginning of the season, and then the Knicks won that Cup. They legitimized the Cup by winning the championship as well. This does a lot for history. This is the first championship that the New York Knicks have won since I have been alive. This is the first championship finals they've been to since I've been alive. This is the first championship they've won since my father has been alive. My father is well over 50. They have not won a championship in the last 50 years. The Milwaukee Bucks and a lot of teams in the 70s and the New York Knicks as well, are all finding themselves as champions for the first time in over 50 years, and that's just beautiful. We haven't had a single repeat champion. We haven't had a single repeat finals matchup since 2018. There has been a different champion since 2018 every year. In fact, the team that even knocks off the defending champion, they're not safe because they don't even win the finals either. The Spurs are now the ninth team in a row that once you beat the defending champion, you don't even stand a chance against this. The New York Knicks, and by the way, this is going to be a funny trivia that I'm probably going to talk about in the same way that we talk about the Celtics, the 08 Celtics going up against the Atlanta Hawks, and that took them 7 games to get that done before they were eventually crowned champions. This team also reminds me a lot of the 2015 Warriors, so I would not be surprised if this team does rattle off a couple of finals appearances in this era. But yeah, no, I just wanted to say that. I wanted to say congratulations to Mike Brown. Hell of a coach. I have been very critical of him throughout the entirety of his postseason, throughout the entirety of his regular season. I thought that just firing Tibbs made no fucking sense. I was like, the Knicks are not going to win a championship after firing Tibbs, and here we are, right? I would like to thank the city of New York in general because, you have had an amazing year, right? Right, the city of New York, brothers, y'all have gotten blessed this year. I'm hoping my city is next. Maybe, get our Baltimore Ravens championship. That'd be pretty cool. Obviously, we've won, since I've been alive, but, it would be nice to win it again. And then as far as the Wizards, pipe dream, but maybe, who knows? Generational prospect, maybe the Wizards could be something. Maybe the Cavs could win it as a championship. Who knows? Probably not. But, I'm so happy for the New York Knicks. I'm happy for the city. I'm happy for everybody, really. Jalen Brunson, 3 years ago, a very famous WNBA coach, now infamous at least, has said that Jalen Brunson was never going to be the number one on a championship team. And not only was Jalen Brunson the number one on a championship team, not only did he defeat the most giant and biggest player in the NBA, not only did he do that making just difficult shot after difficult shot, he, in the penultimate game of the season, did not look as great. And the actual game, the final game of the season, he dropped 45 points in an elimination game. His team put up 90-something points. He put up 45. He was responsible for generating almost half of the team's offense. Might be more than half, actually. Once you consider assists, that's just a scoring. Brunson has proved all of the haters wrong, and I'm not going to lie. Dallas, I know we've been clowning on Sacramento Kings fans because we're like, oh, well, look, their old coach is in the finals. Look, their old starting point guard is in the finals. No. Let's stop that. Let's go back to Dallas and Nico Harrison. Dallas, you didn't want to pay Brunson. Now, I don't know if Luka and Jalen Brunson would have won a championship as the Dallas Mavericks, but it certainly would have prevented these two teams winning one. Dallas, what on earth, man? At least when you still had Luka, this was a bad mistake, but it was like, you got Luka. It is what it is, right? You could have had Trae Young in this situation, and you don't. You have Luka. You had Luka. You don't have Luka. You didn't have Trae Young. You traded Luka for nothing, basically. You don't have Anthony Davis. You don't have Jalen Brunson. You have been in a constant state of fuck up, so you better hope that Cooper Flagg is really, really good. He does look great, but man, I know we're talking a lot about that. There's not really a lot of analysis to make. The Spurs did what they did in every single game. I was very disgustingly disappointed with the Spurs after the entirety of the series, because not only did the New York Knicks embarrass them multiple times, not only did they embarrass them by breaking a finals record with the largest comeback allowed. No. This team was up by 12 points at least 12 points in every single game of the NBA Finals, and they found themselves losing all but one of them. And the funniest part about the game they won, that was the game where they had the smallest lead. They had a 12-point lead in that game, and they won that game on the road. And it's not like New York's offense was exceptional yesterday either. There was a lot of bad play from a lot of the guys. Jalen Brunson was the standout, obviously, and Finals MVP Jalen Brunson. I know for a second we were thinking, oh, fucking OG has the moment. It's like, holy shit. And then JB was like, well, that's cool. Yeah, that 33 points was nice. I appreciate you, OG. Thanks for helping us win this game. I am still the captain. Let me show you what I got. 45 ball. Biggest point total by a New York Knicks in Finals history. And by the way, the Spurs are no slouch on defense. I said before this series that it's going to be very tough for him to get very good shots, right? It's going to be difficult shot after difficult shot. It's like they can throw so many guards at you. They have Dylan Harper. They have Stephon Castle. By the way, Stephon Castle was awful in Game 5. I do want to give it a lot of breaks and stuff for the Spurs, but you never know when you're going to be back. There hasn't been repeat finals appearances by teams. So you never know when you're going to be back. We said the same thing about KD, Russ, and James Harden, and they were never back. Well, now it's a little bit different because obviously the contractual agreements and stuff like that, and the owner of the team at the time for the Oklahoma City Thunder was not really willing to spend money like he is nowadays for a product that was as good as it was. But yeah, they moved on to a different area. Obviously, got Shea in championship instances, but they had to move off of Harden. Everyone says in hindsight they probably should have moved off of Russ, but either here or there, whatever, it is what it is. But yeah, you never know when you're going to be back. And the KD's Thunder, they were close to being back a lot of times, and they didn't make it. Up 3-1 in the series, didn't make it back. You never know when you're going to be back, so winning while you're there is the most important thing ever. And I don't want to speak ill on Wemby's legacy, but this is not a great. Yes, it is great that he made it to the finals so young. I do not want to penalize him for that. I think a lot of people are going to penalize him for that. I do want to say though, once he got there, the play was not excellent most of the time. The play was good some of the time. A 5-game sample size, very small window, but still, Cat seemed like he was the ideal matchup for you. Me and a lot of smart people before the series were like, oh, dude, Cat's going to be fouling the fuck out of games. What is Mitchell Robinson going to be able to do with you? I was like, okay, well, he's got to give me some more offense. I didn't see it. Where was it? You did it against the Thunder, and they had double bigs where I would say, yes, Chet, you have a little bit more motivation factor, and Chet also just not Karl-Anthony Towns. But man, we thought you had it. I thought the physicality that Hartenstein had given you throughout that postseason would have prepared you for this. I thought the matchup with Rudy Gobert would have prepared you for Karl-Anthony Towns. I thought all of those things about you. And I do not want to think any lower of him, because I obviously think I'm going to give Jalen Brunson his flowers. I do not think Jalen Brunson is best player in the world, right? I do think, though, and I do want to say this very, very carefully, if we're strictly talking about difficult shot making, right, and putting the ball in the hoop, Jalen Brunson is the best guy in the league currently at doing that. I literally just didn't think he would be able to do it consistently against his team, and they found ways and actions to get Wemby completely uninvolved with out of the thing, and Brunson was still frying him even when he was involved sometimes. And yes, great defensive players are going to get fried by great offensive players. That happens, right? But the consistency at which Brunson was giving Wemby the blues, in my opinion, was too high for this to be like just a normal thing. So I do want to say that. And also, if by de facto Shea was the best player in the NBA last season because of everything he did, I do think that Brunson has a much more secure argument this year than fucking Shea did last year, to be quite honest. A lot of the landscape of players in the NBA has greatly changed after this postseason run. I think a lot of people don't have Jokic as highly as they did. I think a lot of people are looking at Shea a little bit funny in the light, basically really discrediting his championship run low-key, I think a little too much. But they are giving it a more scrutiny. I think it deserves a little bit of scrutiny, but I don't think you should discredit a championship, and I don't think you should discredit the New York Knicks championship either. You can't say they had you can't say they had the easier conference. Fine. They took care of business in the conference. The team that beat them the most in the Eastern Conference was the Atlanta Hawks. They beat them twice. The Western Conference team, the team that came out of the Western Conference, did not beat them twice. They lost twice to Atlanta, didn't lose again until all the way up until June. Think about that. They didn't lose all the way up again until June. From April to June, think about that. Or it might have been early May, right? Early May. No, actually, that doesn't make any sense. I just thought about it. It was like 50 straight days. That's more than a month. It was April to June. That's insane. And then they had one loss in the finals. They didn't lose in the Eastern Conference Finals. They didn't lose in the semi-conference finals. They lost twice to Atlanta. Very close games. And again, no one had the New York Knicks coming to the finals. We were thinking, oh, well, anyone could come out the East, but it's probably not going to be New York. New York's at the toughest pass, right? Atlanta, yeah, for all the credit that they were just ducking us, I was like, well, yeah, they obviously want Toronto in the first round. Toronto's the team that be bitching the entirety of the regular season. That's the team they match up well into. They got Atlanta, and Atlanta gave them 2 games. I was like, okay, well, I don't believe in this team. Boston's probably going to be able to take care of them. They don't even face Boston. The predictability of playoff runs, that's dead. I'm so happy to, because even though I was a Cleveland Cavalier fan during the LeBron James era, both times, I don't like seeing the same teams over and over again. I don't like going into the season being like, well, this team's gonna we know KD Warriors are gonna be here again. I don't think anyone likes that. I know there are probably people who are like, oh, I like the star and the recognizability and the casuals like that, but like, fuck the casuals. Fuck them. I want something for me. I'm so happy to have diversity in cast in my finals and the players and their backgrounds and their histories and their stories and all of that stuff. Diversity is the fruit that keeps this country rolling. And I'm loving it in my basketball just as much as I'm loving it in my country. Shout out my nigga Mondani. Man, it's been such a great season. I am so grateful to even be here recording this video. It was such an amazing season, man. I don't think it can be understated. We're going to be doing a top 10 players in the world video very, very shortly after, not even after this, but very shortly and recently coming soon. We're going to be talking about all the offseason moves. I want everyone to keep in mind, this channel is not going anywhere. I'm still going to be talking basketball. Basketball is a very yearly sport in that nature. Now, there's going to be a dry period on this channel. I don't want to lie to you. I'm not going to just be uploading to upload. But yeah, it's been great. I've been loving it. Is there anything in the basketball realm that I need to talk about? I've been critical of Fox. I think I did that. I told you Castle was fucking terrible. The first field goal he made of the game was that putback dunk and the free throw shooting again. San Antonio. If they ace the free throw shooting, we could be talking about a game 6. We're not. That needs to be stated. But I don't like to talk about what ifs or whatever, but like that is something that did genuinely happen. San Antonio choked every single game. I don't want to do any more negativity though. Is there anything positive I can talk about in the basketball sphere of things? Oh, by the way, Sean will not be on this coaching staff next year. So if things might be a little bit different from how they run the team. Next, Sean is a very prominent and a very well-respected assistant coach in this league. He's going to be coaching the Orlando Magic. I've said that before, that he got the job, and Jamal Mosley obviously became the New York Pelicans coach. I'll be very interested to see how he develops Derek Queen and if he can learn from the mistakes that they were making with Paolo Banchero. I think Paolo Banchero is his own person, but that, hopefully he gets better as a head coach. And then as for Sean, I have no idea how he's going to coach as a head coach. I wonder how the Orlando Magic will be viewed next year. Yeah, and there's a little bit of negativity that I do have to talk about as a Cleveland Cavaliers guy, and just this is a very big name. James Harden was arrested on a very minor misdemeanor in Houston. What he does with the offseason, his business. I'm not going to judge him for that. A misdemeanor like this, I don't really want to bring up the nature of the misdemeanor because I obviously, like, this is a very small channel. I can't be bringing stuff up like that. It's a misdemeanor though. It's just ignoring. It's nothing as serious as a felony, guys. But it is a interesting charge where let's just say the first comment I saw towards the misdemeanor was Ja Morant has 24 hours to respond, and I haven't seen anything from Ja yet, so that should give you the nature of what the charge is. I do find it ironic that it is in Houston, Texas, of all places, but yeah. All right. I'm looking forward to the parade in New York. I was so sad watching Wemby lose, but like, I am happy for New York. I am really happy from a basketball standpoint. Just for everybody involved, really. Yeah. Sheesh. What do I have else to say? The misdemeanor, the coaching things. I'm not really sure. I think Mike Brown. By the way, congratulations to Mike Brown. By the way, Mike Brown won this championship. He didn't even get to pick his coaching staff. He had a lot of limitations. He was obviously inheriting a team that had been a very defensive style team, and having to create the offensive intricacy that this team is accustomed to. The amount of work he put in with Golden State and those eras and those years, deserves much love, brother. This a lot of misfit teams, bro. By the way, this continues the trend of Minnesota players winning, Minnesota high picks at least, winning on other teams. Let's hope that does not continue with Anthony Edwards. I do want to see Minnesota win a championship soon. But yeah, maybe, you know what? Maybe that'll be my way too early prediction on who's going to win a championship. It's Minnesota's turn. It's Minnesota's turns next. I don't know, man. Probably, maybe. I'm smiling ear to ear, man. Yeah, it's just there's so many good things to talk about, man. Yeah. That's a little rambly. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. The video is 17 minutes long. Pretty short for me, all things considered, but there's just a lot of positivities and a lot of basketball things to talk about. I mean, I feel like there's the repeated trend that we saw in the finals, and that's what series are all about. Yeah. By the way, guys, do drink water. It is a very hot summer out here. I don't want anyone passing out while watching my videos. Please stay hydrated. Do all that fun stuff. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Again, that's peace from me. Bye. Yep.